In January of 2009, a group of pastors came together to dream about what it would look like to join our congregations together and to really make a difference in our community. In order to understand the big issues that those in our city are facing, we decided to invite in the mayor of Arvada.
About a year ago, I met with a group of pastors who asked me what's the best way they could help serve our city. There are a lot of issues that face our community, but the majority of them could be drastically reduced if we would just become a community of good neighbors.
The mayor of our city just asked us to obey the scriptures, to take Jesus seriously when he said, love God and love your neighbor as yourself. The mayor said that to a group of pastors. That's convicting. That's embarrassing, actually.
We knew that there was something very powerful in the fact that one of the leaders of our city was inviting us to start a movement in which we rediscover the art of neighboring. A couple months later, we came back together, and this time just to pray and to think about what we had heard. And we invited Vicki Ryer, who was the assistant city manager. And Vicki again said something in passing, just like Bob had done, that just stopped us in our tracks.
I've been working at the city about, 14, 15 years. I've been dealing with neighbors, neighborhoods, community issues. And I gotta be honest with you, from the city's perspective, there's not a lot of difference between the way Christians and non-Christians neighbor.
That was the moment that really cemented for many of us in the room that we needed to do something together.
This is your house. These are your neighbors' houses. How many of these neighbors do you know by name? Go ahead, try to name them. If you're like most people these days, you probably only know a few of your neighbors by name. We have garages for our cars, privacy fences for our backyards, and we seem to be perpetually busy. You're doing pretty well if you wave or say hi as you're passing by. But what if we did more? What if we made it a point to learn the names of the people who live on our block? What if we took the time to listen to our neighbors and find out what makes them tick? What if our neighborhoods relied on each other in times of need, whether it be for a cup of flour or a shoulder to cry on? What if Jesus really meant that we should love our actual neighbors? Imagine the difference you could make in your neighborhood if you got to know your neighbors better. Imagine the difference you could make in your community if you partnered with others who had a desire to become better neighbors. Imagine the difference it could make in our cities if local churches were working together to make this a reality. You don't have to imagine very hard. It's happening.